Alexa, you're like, just agree. Not going to read all this mumbo jumbo, but that's also why Facebook has all of your private information because y'all don't read anything. So with the code of ethics, I want realtors to know what they signed. Good morning, friends, and welcome to a very impromptu little live session here. It's all Alexa's fault because she wanted to talk about National Code of Ethics Day, which is coming up on June 17th. It is almost here. In fact, we just finished updating the slide deck to include the new case studies that just got approved by the Interps Committee at the end of May regarding Standard of Practice 10.5, which is what gives y'all so much heartburn. And you're going to have heartburn looking at the case studies, but hey, that's how realtors roll. We dive into tough conversations and we go ahead and have them. So Alexa, you're here on my page by your own request. So by the way, friends, this is kind of how we roll, right? So ask a question and Shazam, here we are. Tell all of the people who are watching, whoever they are, who you are and what your volunteer role is right now. In fact, tell them how you're killing it thanks to COVID.
Leigh, you are the best. And thank you for the introduction. And also, yes, I do believe that all you have to do in life is ask. If you never ask, it's a guarantee that it'll never happen. So here we are, Leigh, here we are.
And you know, what do we teach in the Women's Council, right? The task is the ask.
Ask. And here it is, people, proof in person, okay? So that being said, I'm so thankful to be here. My name is Alexa Kebalo Hughes. I'm president of the Greater Hartford Association of Realtors. And let me tell you guys, I'm so pleased. I'm so thankful. And at the end of the day, I've built myself a great career because it's all about asking, how can I help you? Whether it's asking your clients, how can I help? Whether it's asking your fellow peers, hey, how did you do that? All right, friends. Well, I'm just so pumped. So I have a bunch of questions. So first off, Leigh, I would like to touch upon how this National Real Estate Ethics Day is so timely, right? So I think there's really a few components to this, right? 10-5, everyone's new favorite code here, and the NAR Code of Ethics requirement, which like you mentioned is due end of this year. So if you want to maybe speak to that a little bit and how timely this is.
Well, first of all of the members of the National Association of Realtors, and that's almost 1.5 million, and we probably will hit that number in July because the membership is increasing, which, spoiler alert, always happens during times of economic uncertainty because people say, hey, let me just go get into real estate. And then they join the Realtor Association because we are the world's largest grassroots organization. Well, in addition to paying your dues every year, Realtors agree to update their ethics training, and that's currently every 3 years. It used to be every 4, and then we moved it to every 2, and then it went back to every 3. So if you're an old guard realtor, you're probably thinking, I don't know what day it is. It's Memorial Day week. I don't know what year it is. So you go on and take the training every year because it's really good for your heart and soul to take good training over and over. Because when we learn together and we're in a really transparent place, we tend to go a little deeper in our conversations and we tend to cast a more discerning eye upon our own business practices to get better. If you're in that boring class that makes you want to poke your eye out with a dull fork, it's easy to let it wash over you and clock the time and say, you know what, I'm done now for 3 years. And as a realtor myself for 21 years and as an instructor for the last 10, I don't like people going to sleep in classes. We have to find a way to make information come to life so that adult learners in specific can breathe it in and say, this has to make my business better. So a couple of the things that happen in the Code of Ethics class that we do, yes, you get your 2.5 hours of credit from NAR, but you do have to be signed up through your local association. So if you're watching this and you're a realtor and you don't know anything about what's happening June 17th, you call your local association and say, hey, Leigh Brown's doing National Code of Ethics Day on June 17th. We want to sign up. And that's why Greater Hartford is here. Their association signed up studies. So we're going to talk about that because realtors need to know what they signed up for. It's kind of like your terms of service for your iPhone when it updates. You know how that is, Alexa. You're like, just agree. Not going to read all this mumbo jumbo, but that's also why Facebook has all of your private information because y'all don't read anything. So with the Code of Ethics, I want realtors to know what they signed, to know what they agreed to so they can make good, ethical, specific and focused choices and not just skate by anymore, because we're always better when we know what we're doing instead of skating by, which is part of why people are all heated up on Twitter right now reading Fauci's emails, right? Because people like to know what's going on behind the curtains. Same thing in Realtor world. And by the way, when we live stream our ethics training, there's a lot of people that aren't in real estate. They're going to catch a lot of glimpses in the conversation, which gives them hopefully a different viewpoint on who realtors are. One realtor's making their angry comments in all caps, and the other realtors on the other side and make their angry comments back. Well, I don't like you and I don't like you. Do y'all remember that Dr. Seuss book, the Sneetches? Had two other stories in the Sneetches book, and you had the Zacks, and they came to a place in the desert and they wouldn't move. And you had the north going Zacks and the south going Zacks, and they stood there not moving and not compromising, and the highways got built around them. It's one of the Dr. Seuss books nobody even knows about because it's not the main jam. But that's pretty much what happened here. We have two people not budging. Well, one of them says, well, screw you. I'm right and you're wrong. I'm turning you in because you're wrong. Well, what happens here is the standard of practice 10.5, which is prohibitive of hate speech, is in reference to the protected classes from housing and urban development. The protected classes would be familial status, race, sex, color, ethnicity, physical abilities. You've got the 9 protected classes. Politics is not one of them.
Listen, whatever we do, we have to remember that it's on the internet forever. And my father taught me character is how you act when no one's watching. But guess what? Everyone is watching. So be super careful, and don't even let me go down this rabbit hole of the social dilemma, how, Facebook and everything's manipulating us to only see views that are similar to our own, right? So
it silos us, right? When we're siloed, you stop even looking around yourself to find different people, which that's who I want to drink a beer with. I don't really want to just hang out with people that agree with me. I don't need sycophants around me. I want to have a really interesting, robust conversation. Bring me something interesting and different so we can say, oh, well, how about that? Which is frankly one of the things I love about the President's Circle Conference is that you'll sit at a table with people who vote completely different from you, and you're like, well, how about that? Well, tell me more. And then we're able to grow and learn together. Whether I ever agree with you or not, I'm going to look at you differently because you brought information to bear. That's a good thing. I'm just one of the realtors out there that enjoys the code of ethics. There's tons of, nerds. We are the nerds of Realtor World, and several other ethics training nerds were quick to say, how can I help with this project? And we started it in year 1. Well, the easiest thing that they were able to do to support me was to be the active administrators on our Facebook page. So there is a Facebook page for National Ethics Day where we'll post the graphics that we use so that the attendees can take it down and plug it into listing presentations right on the spot, because realtors have no attention span, as you know. But also they're asking real life ethical questions. I ran into this. Is it a violation? This happened. What should I do? I'm the one presenting the class, but this group, and it happens to be all ladies, so all of these ladies are over here actively responding. And in fact, one of the coolest things is they'll monitor that page all year long. So we have situations that will crop up throughout the year, and there they are to pipe up and say, here's where it falls. Here's what I see. Yes, you should turn this in. That might not be a violation, but you should ask.
And on that note, I want to thank you for volunteering your time for this cause, right? Because listen, we each have our own set of unique skills and experiences and talents. And Leigh, you are just such an engaging speaker. I cannot even wait for this day, okay? So for anyone out there in my association, Greater Hartford Association of Realtors, listen, I cannot wait for you to tune in. Anyone that has not signed up yet, please, 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 there's still enough time, okay? nationalethicsday.com, June 17th from 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And listen, guys, this is going to be such a great day. Hashtag National Ethics Day. And I cannot wait to see you guys on June 17th.
But if you're a broker and you're thinking, man, I want my 50 agents to do this, and your board isn't signed up, call your board office and say, hey, I want to sign up. I'll pay the fee. Make it a gift to your association where other brokers could then take part, and it becomes a tax write-off because it's 501c3, just saying. Yeah. There's different ways to participate. So think outside the box. realize how much better we are when we get educated together and we learn things that can go into action, and how much better our communities are when they see realtors as something more than a sign in a yard. So this is your chance to be more than houses for National Ethics Day. It's June 17th. And Alexa, thank you so much for A, reaching out, B, having the best hair on the planet today, and C, talking about National Ethics Day and all the good that realtors do. And then also thank you for serving realtors, because it's an unpaid volunteer job to be willing to lead your association and all your colleagues. And I appreciate you for doing that.